Welcome back everyone to a tempting preview, Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 2, WatchParty. Netflix released the first 5 minutes of Part 2, and we can already see some of the major plot lines and story arcs taking shape.
And welcome to the Sekai Taikai!
It's wild. Part 2 opens at the Sekai Taikai with Gunther introducing the tournament, noting they have competitors, sensei, guests, and sponsors. Sponsors are actually mentioned a few times. I don't really think it means anything, but I like the realism of it all. Money talks, even at traditional karate tournaments. The first big clues happen when the
Captains
put on their headbands. Miguel looks down, but he's okay. But the headbands trigger a flashback with Daniel. He remembers that Mr. Miyagi had a headband for the Sekai Taikai in his mystery box. It was bloody. What does that mean? Well, obviously, as I've been saying, Mr. Miyagi fought in the Sekai Taikai. I have several videos on that. It's really important. Be sure to check them out. But it's a clue of another major plot line and side quest for Daniel in Part 2. He's going to be investigating that. He's going to go to Gunther first, and then his investigation will lead him from there. Again, within the first minute of Part 2, we're getting these introductions. It's hitting us, you know it's going to be significant. Now Gunther goes on to explain the rules a little bit. This is maybe the most important part because we're finally getting some clarity of how this whole tournament's going to run.
Once the tournament is over, we'll then tally all the points your dojos have earned. The dojo with the most points wins the Sekai Taikai.
It's a point-based tournament. Everyone scores points in the competitions as they go. Eventually, there's a Tournament of Champions. The Tournament of Champions is what will be televised. That's on TV. The stuff before that is not. The Tournament of Champions is the team captains, the boy and girl. They're the ones fighting, but you have to qualify for that via points. My theory now is it's going to be the top half, and then the bottom half of dojos are eliminated. But it's important to point out, to win the whole tournament, you need to have the most points. So it's not just individual matches and then the boy fights the boy, the girl fights the girl, and then whoever wins that wins overall. It's a point-based system. In order to win the Sekai Taikai, you have to earn the most points. That means in the Tournament of Champions, you're earning points as you go along. So somehow the boy and girl fights are going to be about point earning, not just a 3-point wins match. They're probably going to be timed matches. So now we can see how this whole tournament is going to be structured and play out. We know Miyagi-Do does poorly early on, so they're going to have to claw their way back and maybe do phenomenal in the Tournament of Champions in order to have a chance to win it all. Obviously, Tori's betrayal is big right up front. Sam is asking Robbie if he knows anything about it. Obviously, he doesn't. He was just as shocked and surprised as everyone else. It would have helped if maybe he called Tori, went to her place, something before they left for Barcelona, but let's just not get into that. That was part 1. We're moving on. Forward motion. Now, Gunther says there's a field trip for the competitors to see Barcelona. It's great. And then the senseis are at a cocktail mixer. This is probably where Johnny first meets Sensei Wolf. Johnny will be a little disappointed if they don't have Coors Banquet, but he'll have to make do. Daniel will like the cocktail mixer, I'm sure. So they arrive at the hotel and Johnny and Daniel reignite their beef. Now this time they're upset about Tori. Johnny's pissed.
Show this is, man. You know Tori's here because of you.
Wait a second. After what we just saw, you're coming after me? Tori's mother just died and you still wanted her to fight. All you did was feed into her anger. No wonder why she went back to Greece.
How did Tori betray them? He's blaming it on Daniel. Daniel's saying it's not his fault. It was Kreese who manipulated her. Daniel doesn't want the blame, and Daniel still thinks Johnny was wrong for having Tori fight it out back in episode 5. Either way, they're not happy. Johnny is putting a blood libel on Kreese.
You don't have to worry about that, because mark my words, Kreese is a dead man.
Oh, that's gonna solve all our problems.
He's gonna take Kreese out. He even wants to kill him. Daniel's not exactly thrilled with that plan. He's saying we gotta be Miyagi-Do. We can't be aggressive and hostile like that. Johnny doesn't care. Johnny has a vendetta to carry through. He's been wanting to do this for a while. There's a lot of conflict. Johnny even says we're here next to each other, not together. He's making it clear he still disagrees with Daniel. These are the rivalries and rifts we had hoped had been overcome. Hopefully it won't be too major throughout the tournament. We've gotten some hints from the interviews that Johnny's going to be taking on a bigger role as Daniel goes on his side quest. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe it will ultimately bring the two of them back together. That's the hope anyway. In the hotel, Miyagi-Do's not faring so well. Dimitri and Hawk are still pissed off over the whole MIT thing. They talk about farting and sleep. Honestly, it's all a little stupid. The whole college rivalry and all this is kind of my least favorite part of this season. Who cares what school they're going to? But either way, Hawk and Miguel are rooming together. I like them together. They've always been my favorite friendship, actually even more than Hawk and Dimitri. And meanwhile, Devon's all happy giddy, but Sam is distraught that Tori switched sides. Probably not a surprise. I tend to find this is common for Sam. She always thinks things are over, things were better now, and totally taken off guard when it falls back down. Honestly, Devon should have known she would feel like that, but whatever. Devon is sometimes clueless, and she had to get there via unscrupulous means. Cobra Kai shows up. Quan does a little trash talking, takes it straight to Hawk, who's not putting up with that shit.
You feel a lot better when you step on the mats, Mom.
Do we have our first rivalry, Hawk and Quan? This could be pretty cool. Looking forward to something badass. Quan known for his jump kicks, but Hawk has the flying punch. We'll see how good it is. Tori walks past, not saying a word to anyone or nothing. Robbie goes after her, but doesn't catch her. He should have just stopped her right there. Obviously, this is messing with Robbie's head. He's not going to be able to focus with Tori's betrayal like that. And this could put Miyagi-Do at a serious disadvantage. Miguel has faith in Robbie, but his faith may be a little overly optimistic. For Miyagi-Do to have a chance, they have to overcome their mental handicaps. They have to be focused, they have to be a team, they have to be a single fighting unit. They're not that at all. They're all over the place. And they're gonna get crushed by Cobra Kai, the Iron Dragons, everyone. This will be a major challenge for them through these 5 episodes. So that's the preview. A lot's on the plate. It's looking sharp. I'm going to be live when it all drops, early Friday morning, Thursday night. Make sure you're subscribed. Check it all out. Be sure to look at the merch store. There's a lot of great stuff there. You don't want to miss any of it. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.